My advice to any students coming to ACT would be enjoy and value every minute you're here, because you're in Greece and it's beautiful and amazing here, but it does kind of get cold, so don't forget a jacket.
Just keep an open heart, an open mind, and just make friends with as many people as you can.
Yeah, my advice is, well, don't be nervous. I was really nervous before I came, but it turned out to be the best experience, and you just have to kind of give yourself a pep talk and put yourself out there and make the most of everything you can, every weekend, and just travel as much as you can.
Time flies by.
Yeah.
Wherever you think Greece is going to be, where you expect it to be, it's probably not going to be like that. Greece is so full of different ACTs, it's so full of things that you wouldn't expect, you wouldn't necessarily think of. So I think just keep open minded, be flexible, and just take it as it comes, because there's a lot of things that come up that I would not thought I'd be going to Bulgaria or Cyprus or any places that are I wouldn't think these kind of foods, I'd be trying oh, this is not what I would normally eat or even want to think about eating, but I haven't. I think that that's just not what I thought about coming in, but I think being able to kind of just see opportunity as it comes and just take it and just have fun and bring a jacket, because it does get cold.
When you're overseas, you have the chance to be closer to some of these other countries that you can travel to. So for weekend trips, you should get ahead on homework so that you can have those weekend trips to other countries that Grace and I took to London, Amsterdam, Berlin. That's where I went, and that was so much fun. So if you get work done ahead, you can go travel. And I'd also say push yourself out of your comfort zone, because that's where the fun happens, that's where learning happens, and you should make mistakes, you should make a fool of yourself, and that's where you'll grow and have fun.
So Greece has so much diversity when it comes to the geography. When people travel to Greece, they think of beaches, sunlight, Santorini, that kind of thing. But traveling to the mountains was an incredible experience. I went on the Meteora trip and I visited monasteries, and we were driving through the roads in the mountains, and it was the most spectacular views I have ever seen.
I would definitely say the most valuable ACT trip that I went on was the sailing trip, because it gave me an experience to live in close quarters with a bunch of students that I hadn't really talked to before, and that's when I formed most of my strongest relationships.
Yeah, so I did both the 1 day and the 2 day, and I recommend doing both, because the 1 day was nice. You got to swim in the water there, which is, life-changing. And then the views are great, and then the 2 day was just an experience in itself, being that high up and being that close to death if you fall, if that makes sense. It really changes your perspective on life.
We both went on the overnight Mount Olympus trip, and I think we can both agree that that was one of our favorite trips here. The views were absolutely breathtaking, and it was kind of a physical challenge as well, which was nice.
Yeah, you're literally walking in the clouds, and it is a challenge, but it is manageable. And you don't have your phone service, you're just spending time with your friends, and you're all going through it together. And when you get to the top and you're taking in the view, it is just breathtaking in more ways than one.
We went to Budapest, went to Amsterdam, Prague, went to France, just a bunch of different places, and they all were amazing.
Definitely go to Santorini, because it's close and beautiful and the experience of a lifetime, and lots of other places.
Yeah, we went to Santorini, Prague, Venice, Budapest, and Prague was definitely the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Definitely. I highly recommend.
So if you're going to travel outside of Greece, looking where you can go directly for cheap, I'd say Amsterdam and London. You could get to pretty easily from Thessaloniki. And then I think a lot of us took buses to Bulgaria for a weekend to Sofia. And I think that was worth it, because I probably won't go back to Bulgaria, so it was interesting to get to see that.
I had the chance to go to Munich, Berlin, and Austria over the weekends. One favorite place I definitely recommend is called Patalia's in Austria, actually. They have traditional Austrian foods, huge bowl of just meat, and it's just a huge vat of just soup, and just served to you. Oh my, mwah. It's absolutely delicious.
Taking the buses in Thessaloniki is always an experience. You know, I think you asked me what kind of idea of a bus is supposed to be like, but here it's just like it's a free-for-all, you know, like you have these yayas who really you think could not move as fast as they do or as strong as they are, just kind of just knock you down to get a seat on the bus. And like the bus is truly at capacity. You know, I never understood like packed in like sardines until I came to Thessaloniki, where it's like there's physically no more room, but people will still find spaces to get inside this bus because the next one comes and who knows when it'll come. I think that's just everyday experience. It's just like it's different every time. So some days it's like, oh, this is so nice. It's a nice leisurely bus ride. Other days it's like, you know, I might as well be fighting on Black Friday at like a Walmart for a TV. With grandmas is always the funniest part, is that they are literally these small little Greek women who have probably lived through the World War II, the dictatorship, like all that stuff, who are like, they don't care about you. Like they're getting on this bus and they will find a way.
When I went to Sparta, Greece, actually, I went to a coffee shop and spoke Greek to the coffee shop owner, and he was really just so impressed and so happy that I was attempting to learn how he spoke and like his language, that he offered to buy my meal that day. And it was one of the most incredible experiences that I had, because it really showed that if you put in the effort, people really do notice, and they're just really blessed that you're putting in the effort.
One of the most unlikely friends that I made here was one of my professors, actually. One of our professors, Nikos, he's one of the religions professors here, but he's actually a musician and he's in a band, and we got to go see him perform a couple of times, and honestly seeing that other side of your professor just like up there singing and a whole bunch of students around you and you're just having a great time, it really like gives you kind of a sense of like home and feeling, even though you're on the other side of the world. It's great to see your professors being real humans, and he's a wonderful person, and if you get a chance to take a class with Nikos Dimitriadis, do it, because he's a wonderful person.
10 out of 10, definitely would recommend.
I come from a Persian culture background, so it's similar in some ways. And also, when I was looking at all the countries that I could choose from for our UN program, I decided which culture do I want to be immersed in the most, and I picked Greek culture because we get a lot of information about Greek culture from the media and that sort of thing, but I wanted to definitely come see it firsthand. I think that the Greeks work so hard, yet take their time when time is needed to eat meals and spend time with each other, have conversations that last forever into the night. They stay up late, and I just love all of that, and I loved living here for 3 months. It was a privilege.
When I came in, I'd obviously had relatives that lived in Greece, and I've had family here my whole life, so I kind of had an idea of what the customs were, and my dad's Greek, so I kind of knew what kind of things that they like to do and whatnot. And when I got here, I befriended a few Greek people, and just last night and a few weeks ago, I got the opportunity to attend bouzouki, which is a different kind of music than the club scene that you usually see, and I mean, I can't even describe how good you feel just sitting there and like seeing musicians, how passionate they are with the music, and then the people who get the confidence to go up and start dancing and do the Zebekiko. And I think that is such a crucial part of Greece, the individuality of everybody and just how passionate they are about their music and their culture. And I think that was probably the coolest cultural experience I had while I was here.
Thessaloniki has so much history here, and it is so beautiful to go up to the old city and you can see the wall in juxtaposition to the modern city, and it's an amazing view.
Anyone staying in Thessaloniki should visit Aristotle Square because it's just a super, I guess, iconic place. It's in the center of town, so you can go anywhere from there, and it's super pretty at night.
It makes you really independent because you're all on your own. You have to make your own choices, and responsible ones too.
Absolutely. I had never lived away from home, so the idea of coming to another country was just, you have to figure a lot of stuff out, but it definitely, I'm so much more independent now.
This was the first time I was ever really away from my family for a long time, so it taught me how to be on my own and not to rely on them for everything, because I usually go to them for a lot of support. So it made me learn a lot about doing things on my own.
Yeah, for me, it definitely made me more independent. Just getting around the city, I get kind of similar, just learning to live on my own, and also just living with a lot of people my age. It was very important for me to learn how to do that, and just overall, I just think it made me more independent.
So when I go back home, I'm definitely taking the evil eye pendant that I have with me. It's right now hanging on my backpack, and I can't wait to bring it back to campus in Boston.
I got stickers for my computer from almost every place that I went. So when we got to the top of Mount Olympus at the lodge, I bought a sticker there. And then in Barcelona at Parc de Güell, I bought a sticker there. And then also when we were in Berlin, I got a sticker, and also Santorini. So.
I think I'll miss mostly the weather here because it rained 3 times since we've been here, and it's been pretty much perfect weather. A little on the chilly side, and then most of all, I'll miss the Greek food because after living here, I came to love it.
I'm obviously going to miss my RA, the professors here, the people that I made connections with already, not just the study abroad students, but as well as the people from Greece itself, learning about the culture and just all around everything.
So cliche, but you never felt left out here. You could always, talk to someone, and once you learn, I can't speak Greek, then somebody will make sure that you can speak with them. And I ended up going to a restaurant, Ala Torigani, which I think is amazing. It has the best souvlaki I've ever had. And I told the waiter there that I couldn't speak very much Greek, but he said, if you come back as a, crew, will help you learn Greek. And so I'd go once a week maybe, and just through these small friendships, you start to meet more and more people, and you become more and more involved in, the Greek community. And by not trying to, not get into the in-group, you actually gain so much more of an experience because, once you go back to America, you'll be surrounded by all these Americans. And so I tried to, break away from the group I came with, and you always know you have them, to fall back on, but if you try and, break out of your shell and meet new people, and the people are amazing here, and I recommend definitely to try and meet as many people as you can.